So how exactly do you build a professional cover letter that entices employers? Make sure you watch this video to learn what you need to do to create a polished professional product. For the best cover letter and career transition advice, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every week. So let me ask, have you ever been or are you currently unclear on whether or not your cover letter is effective in communicating what you have to offer to a potential employer? Your cover letter can be a very impactful tool to sell yourself as the perfect candidate. This video will help you to build one that is of the utmost professional caliber, as if you hired someone to write it for you. With the guidance that we'll be discussing, my clients have written cover letters that have made employers want to know more about them. Your next version will do the exact same thing. Before we go any further, let's start with talking about what the purpose of a cover letter is. It's a supporting document that always accompanies the resume. It's never sent by itself. And what it does is it expands on the value of your skills and your experience that you've listed in your resume to show a company how they can benefit from hiring you. It shows more of your personality because it gives you an opportunity to tell the story behind the accomplishments that you've listed on your resume. And if you tell it correctly, it motivates the employers to want to interview you to know more. The best way to format your cover letter is to ensure that it matches the style of your resume. Look at it as you're submitting a complete branding package that describes you. Therefore, everything really needs to match. The order is your contact information, and it should look exactly the same as on your resume, the date, the contact information of the company that you're applying for, the introduction, and then subsequent paragraphs mentioning why you're the best candidate, proof of why you're the best candidate, and the close. We'll go over all those sections in a moment. Let's quickly talk about the introduction. The introduction will include your salutation, so you'll want to address the recipient. In most cases, there is a name of an HR person or the hiring manager who is responsible for the role. And if there is, you'll want to find it and then address them, as it gives it more of a personal touch. Afterwards, if that doesn't work or you can't find anyone, then you can just mention dear hiring manager or dear HR person. Next, mention the job that you're applying for. It should be very clear that you're applying for X position, because you'll be talking about your selling points starting with that position, and they should all link up and match together. Then you'll quickly want to highlight the most applicable parts of your background. So thinking about your resume and what parts of it apply the most heaviest to this position. So something to the effect of, I'm confident that my 12 years of accounting experience will greatly benefit the role in the company. Lastly, you'll mention one sentence of how well you can serve them based on the background that you just mentioned. So that 12 years of accounting experience, mention how well that will serve the company and the team that you'll be working on. Now we're getting into the meat of your cover letter, where we discuss why you're the best candidate for the role. This is the start of your selling piece. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to capitalize on the last sentence that you mentioned in your introduction about how well you can serve them. So you'll pull from your past experiences that you've listed on your resume to give a narrative, to tell a story about how what you've done will benefit them and where they're trying to go. This is a great opportunity to research the company, the direction that they're trying to go in, perhaps the team, perhaps the manager that you'll be working under, because oftentimes you can find this information on LinkedIn. And then just put the pieces together, talk about your past experience and how that will help them to get to the goals that they've outlined for that current fiscal year. That will impress them, because it'll show that you're doing your work and that you're really passionate and interested in the role. but it also keeps something in the back of their mind. They'll remember you more by you going the extra mile to make the connection. This area doesn't have to be long. In general, cover letters are not long documents. So keep it brief but impactful at the same time. Tell me, have you ever been stuck on how to sell your skills when you're writing your cover letter? Comment below with how you worked around it, because I'd love to hear how you did it. The next section that you need to add is the proof. The proof is where you'll be quantifying your experience and also helping to drive it home with the selling point that you just mentioned in the previous paragraph of why you're the best candidate for the role. Here, you'll want to list this information in a bulleted format, and we want to see numbers here, percentages. What have you helped to increase or decrease? Did you do something in a short amount of time that saved time and energy and effort for people, for the company or the team? You can also mention your publications here. Did you write something and it was published in a newspaper or a journal, or did you collaborate with someone where this article was published? Lastly, you can mention your awards. Did you receive an award for the work that you've done that's tied into that previous paragraph of you selling to them why you're the best candidate for the role? All of those things you'll mention here. The last part of your cover letter that you'll want to add is your close. Here you want to again reiterate why you're confident that you're the best person for this position, for this role. Don't over glamorize it, but just confidently and assuredly mention that you're sure that you would be the best fit for the role to help them accomplish their goals or close a loop or something to that nature. Then you'll want to add a call to action, such as, you can reach me at this contact information. I look forward to learning more about the position, or I'll be following up with you in X amount of time. You don't want to just leave dead space at the end of your cover letter. And lastly, you'll have your sign off there. So something professional, not thanks or talk to you soon or looking forward to chatting. Something of a higher caliber, such as best regards or in service. And you can Google and look up different salutations, but you want to look up the ones that are way more professional and less casual. Of course, you'll add your name at the end of that, but as a bonus, I want to encourage you to add a signature. It gives more of a personal touch, and that's not something that we see a lot of times. So even if you have to write your signature and then copy it and make it an image that you paste onto your cover letter, it adds a nice touch there. Following these quick tips in this video will help you to definitely create a professional resume that tells your story in a way that's appealing to your ideal employers. Now, is your resume updated to give the same maximum impact? If not, check out my other YouTube videos in this series to ensure that your application submissions stand out. Let's continue this conversation. Join my Facebook group From Stagnant Job to Ideal Career and connect with like-minded professionals that provide positivity to encourage you to keep going on your road to a new career transition. You can find the link below in the description. If you found this video helpful, click the like button below, subscribe, and share it with your friends that are also in the midst of a career transition. See you next time.